Hey guys, Joshua's Boosters here and welcome back to another Digimon video. Today I have a gameplay video for you guys, but it is a little bit different than usual, as you can see, because it will actually be a webcam game, opposed to the real life gameplay I do usually. Because, it's actually fun to play against, someone else for a change. And in this specific video I'm actually playing against my friend WinTheCent. I will post his YouTube link down in the pinned comment below, so if you want to check out his channel, he does some Digimon stuff as well. You can definitely check it out. And this is actually kind of a rematch we did, because we played in the, I think it was the second Bandai tournament, and he played red in that one and I played yellow, and we are doing that once again here. As you see, he started with a Digimon, then went into a Guilmon, and then into a Doctarinomon, so pretty standard turn 1. I had to Creepymon and go into Patamon here. One memory to work with. And then decide to play the Memory Tamer TK to look at my security. And pick up, let's see, a Shinegreymon. As you can see, the camera on my part is lagging a little bit, but I hope it doesn't deter from the watching pleasure too much. It will also get better in the rest of the video. It just takes a little while. But I pick up the Shinegreymon here, so that's the deck I am playing, of course. And then we see WinTheCent go into a Lavagaritomon, and then actually hard playing a Cortomon here to put me to 4. I draw a card and move up the Patamon, and then actually play the Patamon that looks for a Tamer in the top 4 cards, revealing Sirenmon, Patamon, Shinegreymon, and Kari. So I do hit here, but revealing Shinegreymon of this card's always kind of not the best, because that means it goes to the bottom of the deck and we most likely won't see it for the rest of the game. Or will we? Either way, I end the turn here by evolving to a Unimon to once again put WinTheCent to 1. He hatches a Digimon and evolves into Agumon, drawing a card, and then actually a hard playing Skullgreymon here, which costs 7, but does get rid of my Unimon, so leaves me with just the Patamon basically. So board presence wise, he is at a pretty big advantage at this point, I would say, with 2 level 5s and a blocker on the field, opposed to my lone Patamon. I hatch Upamon here. I also noticed, by the way, that the picture link I use for Upamon doesn't say his whole card effects. His entire effects actually, when attacking, if you have 3 or less security, you can draw a card. And for some reason the picture I use just says when attacking, draw a card, which is very good, but not what it does. Either way, I eventually evolve both my rookies up into Repamons, both 2 costs, because I do have quite a lot of memory to work with because of the Skullgreymon. And I actually opt to play the TK, and I think I do this to dig for a level 5. Yeah, I pick up RiseGreymon here, because I do have access to the Shine, but I don't think I had any access to a level 5 at this point in the game. But that does end my turn and put red to 2. Moving up the Agumon here. Agumon evolves into another Cortomon. This will not be the last Cortomon you see this game. And then he actually hard plays a Groundramon, so really looking like he does not have access to any of the level 6s he is playing. And once again giving me quite a lot of memory to work with. He does know I have access to both RiseGreymon and Shinegreymon. But that means I will most likely have access to 12,000 DP to reduce with Shinegreymon, which will get rid of just one of his Digimon. I'm activating Kari here with the effect of the RiseGreymon, which of course has the effect that when it's Digivolved you can play a Tamer from your hand. And yeah, so just because I can only get rid of one of his Digimon with the 3 Tamers I have, I go for another Patamon and pick up another Kari. So that means that next turn I actually will be able to lead 2 of his Digimon, which is significantly better than 1. Of course, he hatches another Digimon and goes into Monodramon. Then eventually playing Gaia Force here. 8 costs, so putting me to 7 to destroy my RiseGreymon, because he sees the writing on the wall and just kind of has the hope here that I do not have access to another level 5. Which I'm not sure about if I had at this moment, but we'll find out. First, of course, hatching another Upamon. Let's see what will happen. I do have extra rookie, so playing the Patamon, which has the inheritable of once per turn when Digimon's deleted by reducing its DP to 0. Gain a memory. And then evolving the Repamon into a Sirenmon, which is nice because it's 2 to evolve for a level 5, and also it has a relatively low play cost if you ever have to play a level 5. This is the one. And activating Structure Deck TK here, which gives all my Security Digimon plus 2000 in my opponent's turn. And then finally the Shinegreymon comes down, which will be able to delete 2 Digimon, because all of his Digimon have 8000 DP or less, but above 4000. So that's the reason why I couldn't delete 2 on the past turn. And I opt to delete Lavagaritamon and Scrollgreymon here, opting to just leave the blockers and get rid of as many level 5s as possible. Even though it does seem he does not have access to any level 6s at this moment, like I said before. And the third Cordramon comes down here, 5 to play. So really establishing this blocker army, but Shinegreymon will be able to swing, and if he does block, that is fine. Patamon moves up here. Shinegreymon will also be attacking for, what is it, 15k, since it does gain 1000 for each yellow tamer in play, which means it is quite big. It will only die to Omnimon in security. If I play another tamer, it will even just die to literally nothing in security except for Gaia Force, which is nice, and that's exactly what we see here. We see Shinegreymon swinging and actually hitting into the Memory Tamer tie, which if you have Digimon with 4 Dissolution sources, I think it grants security attack +1. But most importantly in this situation, it means that I won't be able to keep memory choking Red, and he will also be starting his turn on 3 every turn. And I think the third memory TK comes down here, adding another Rise Greymon actually to the hand, to potentially set up for an enormous Shinegreymon later in the game. Red does have a pretty big field here. Only 2 Digimon that are capable of attacking though. I mean, the blocks are technically capable of attacking, but of course to attack you have to pay 2 memory. So finally the first level 6 from Red comes down here. Phoenixmon for 2. And since Shinegreymon only gains the attack boost in my turn, Phoenixmon is actually able to swing over my Shinegreymon here, which is a little bit unfortunate. Probably, maybe it was a little bit greedy of me to start swinging to the security already. And then Monodramon actually decides to go for a security check, the first security check for Red here, and hits Sirenmon, which is 8k at this point because of TK. So that's bigger than the... And then we see the final Cordramon in the red deck come down here. We joked about how it was about time to summon Cordramon Ultimate Dragon or Core Ultimate Dramon, whatever you want, by fusing all 4 of them. But yeah, a lot of blockers on the red side, so even though he doesn't have the greatest of offensive capability at this moment, I mean, surely yellow can't really start pushing at this moment either. Evolving to the Patamon here and then going to Rise Greymon for 3. Will we see Tamer being played? Oh yeah, we of course know yellow had the Kari from the Patamon pickup earlier in the game. And now we see a Shinegreymon come down for 6 Tamers. So that will mean 24,000 DP reduction, which will most likely mean the Phoenixmon and one of the Cordramon, because just 1 Tamer short to delete another of the Cordramon, but that's fine. Definitely a huge tempo swing, and this is why Shinegreymon is such a good deck, right? Once it really establishes with a lot of Tamers, just 1 Shinegreymon coming down can absolutely swing the game easily in your favor. For Red, we see Metal Greymon come down here, which is the secret rare one that you have to pay 5 memory, I think, to swing for security attack +3, which is quite insane. But Red is mostly using it just to boost his Digimon, because the inheritable ability gives the Digimon on top of it 3000 extra DP, which is a lot. It is a lot. And then finally going into Dark Tyrannomon here. Yellow moves up to Patamon and then evolves Teruriumon into Angelmon, which does not trigger at this point since yellow still has 4 security left. And then another Shinegreymon comes down. This should be the last easily accessible Shinegreymon, since The last Shinegreymon was, of course, put to the bottom of the deck by the Patamon earlier, but this game is already going pretty long, so we might actually see that Shinegreymon get picked up. Either way, the Shinegreymon gets rid of, I think, the Dark Tyrannomon and the Metagreymon on Red's field, so leaving him with just the 2 Quadramon. Facing or staring down 2 Shinegreymon, which is quite a threat, I would say. I think one of them is also built with RiseGreymon, which means it has security attack +1, which is of course very threatening. We see the Quadramon level up into Lavagritamon, which seems to draw him a rookie, which is Agumon, so the Coromon goes into Agumon. And then we see Blitzgreymon come down, actually, which is really good because it will get rid of the security attack +1 the Shinegreymon has by DDH evolving it by 2. So DDH evolving it back into Rapamon here. It seems logical since the game has already been going on pretty long that Red is finally seeing some level 6s here in Phoenixmon and what's his name? Blitzgreymon. Still no Omnimon though, but this Blitzgreymon being on the field means the threat of Omnimon or Omnimon Ultra S is definitely there. We see a Salamon come down in the racing area here, which is the one that when it's deleted and you have 3 or less security, you can trigger recovery +1. Then we see another RiseGreymon come down and activate another structure deck TK from the hand, actually. So all the security Digimon from yellow will now gain +4000, which is quite big. And there's also now, I think, 8 Tamers in play, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, ending the turn by going into a Kentaurusmon, which gives the Quadramon and the Blitzgreymon security attack -2 for the next turn. The Agumon is unaffected, so potentially he could be swinging with that. But instead we just see hard play of Gilmon. And then we do finally see Omnimon come down, putting yellow to 6, and I think it should be leading the Kentaurusmon, since it does have the security attack +1 from RiseGreymon, but that means Kentaurusmon is going to trigger and actually reduce Quadramon by 11,000, which means it will get deleted by game mechanics. So finally all of the blockers from Red's deck are gone, so yellow can get a little bit more aggro here. Here I think I make a little bit of a misplay. I swing with the Shinegreymon, but I think I probably should have just keep it there, because the Shinegreymon is like 17,000 now or something. Which means that if the Omnimon stays on the field rested, I could have just swung over it, and now I risk losing out the Shinegreymon to the Omnimon, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Another RiseGreymon comes down, where we see another Tamer. We do another Kari, so I think almost all of the Tamers in the yellow deck are on the field right now. 3 Kari, 2 structure deck TK, and 3 memory TK. And there we see, is this the final Shinegreymon? I think it is, right? So that means there's only like 2 more cards in the deck for yellow or something. But this Shinegreymon is just gonna be able to wipe Red's entire field. Which is crazy considering there's an Omnimon there. But yeah, I think there's like 3 or 4 cards left in the yellow deck at this point. So yellow is on the clock, even though it is definitely in a very commanding position. The good thing is there is no more blockers in the red deck, so it can pretty freely start swinging. So yeah, I think we can see here that there's 3 more cards left in the deck. Guy forces play to get rid of one of the Shinegreymon. Unsuspend Shinegreymon, draw until there is 2 cards in deck. Yeah. No more Digi-X left either for both players. So yeah, it's just time to start swinging. Shinegreymon hits into Omnimon here, but it is absolutely huge, so it doesn't even matter. Tukamon swings for 3k into Greymon, which is bigger, so it dies. And then Salamon is gonna swing as well, I think, to get rid of the less security, which is a Phoenixmon, so it will die, but probably yellow can just play a bunch of rookies now and then that way seal the game for the next turn, because red literally has no cards on the field. I mean, it has a tie, but okay, so we see a Repamon and a Patamon being simultaneously played here for 6 in total, putting red to 3. And I think that should be the game, right? So he's gonna play another Gaia Force to get rid of the Shinegreymon, I guess. But, that's, while nice, won't stop Patamon here from attacking for game. Which means yellow does take the first game in this one. Which was a pretty crazy one, I would say. Pretty good game. In my opinion, anyway. Crazy Shinegreymon action, and then the 4 Quartramon also being pretty funny. But yeah, going into the second game here, I think red is gonna start this one. We'll see if red can even the score, or if yellow will take this one 2-0. I'm honestly kind of undecided whether yellow has a good red matchup, or, vice versa, red has a good yellow matchup. The games we played more than one match, and it was pretty even, I would say. I definitely think it's a hard matchup, for sure. That doesn't really favor any of the decks, but I'm not sure which deck I would say is the better one. Maybe I'm leaning a little bit towards red having a little bit of a favorable matchup. Not when you draw like this, though, where you just have to play a tie and end your turn like that. Patamon comes down from yellow here, so yellow does have access to a rookie. And then evolving to Repamon for 2. Going to 2. And then hard playing Patamon to put red to 1. But he will go to 3, of course, because of the tie. Patamon revealing Greymon, Patamon, Turumon, and Shinegreymon. So once again, very unfortunate hit. But it is what it is. That's the risk of playing the Tamer ending Patamon. Will we see a rookie from red? If not, it will be kind of hard to get into the game, because it looks like yellow has a decent enough hand, and then you just get pretty far behind in card advantage when you don't have access to a rookie. But apparently not. We just see Dark Tyrannomon come down, put yellow to 3. Patamon evolves into a Turumon here for 1. And then hard plays a Tsukaimon and evolves the Turumon into Angel Woman. The one that gains recovery +1 when you have 3 or less security, but that's obviously not the case. Just trying to dig for some more cards, I guess. We see Metal Greymon coming down here for 3, so red going to 0, drawing a card, but still not picking up a rookie, and actually having to hard play another Dark Tyrannomon for 6. So pretty rough situation for red here. Yellow hatches Upamon. And then evolves it into the Memory Gain Patamon. Doing a little think here, and then opting to a hard play the TK, the Memory TK, and take a look at the security to add something to the hand, which will be a Turumon, I think. So interesting pickup. No shine or rise or anything. Of course, I'm not sure what was in my hand at this point. But it looks like Tsukamon's just gonna swing and lose out to the Phoenixmon. Starting to get in some early chip damage here. And then, yeah, eventually evolving the Patamon into Turumon for 1. I mean, I think it's a pretty legit strategy to win these games that just start basically rushing your opponent, because it really looks like red doesn't have that much. And I'm actually quite sure that at this point I also didn't have access to any like level 6s or anything. So while my board state was definitely a lot better than red's, it wasn't ideal by any means. So red finally picks up the Gilmon here, the first level 3 of red in this game, which might get him back into the game, we'll see. And then the third Dark Tyrannomon comes down, thankfully evolving this time. Will we see Metal Greymon swing? Probably not, right? But we do see Dark Tyrannomon get rid of the suspended Repamon that was on the field, before evolving into a Lava Garitamon, which is 8k, which is 1k bigger than Angel Woman. So this way he is kind of protecting his Dark Tyrannomon from being deleted by battle. And then evolving the Dark Tyrannomon in the racing area into a Ground Ramon for 2. And TK moves yellow to 3. Turumon moving to the battle area here. will we see the continued chip damage? We do see that Tyrion swinging into security here, hitting a Shinegreymon, which is bigger than Tyrion by 1k. So it loses out. And then we see Salamon swing here into Biomon. So that means Salamon gets leaded as well. What is... I wouldn't say it's scary per se, because it's impossible for Red to get rid of... or to attack for game next turn, but potentially he could evolve his ground... Well, he doesn't even have to do that. He could potentially just swing with both his level 5s, get rid of 2 security... And then the Metal Greymon could potentially swing for the remaining security, but you can't actually attack like that with security attack +1. So that wouldn't be game, and he is basically forced to play Gaia Force here, because this is the only way he does not lose next turn, is if the Tsukaimon actually, or the Salamon actually swings into his security, and that's also a Gaia Force, which is at this point his only win condition, which is... pretty rough, I have to admit, and that means that yellow is most likely taking this game. Like, even if it is Gaia Force, then next turn he won't be able to attack for game. So maybe you should have actually attacked with one of the level 5s just to get rid of one of the security, and then... No, it wouldn't even have mattered. He played that correctly. But yeah, it's not Gaia Force, so that means that yellow does take the game here. Pretty cool match, I would say. I definitely thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, if you did make it this far into the video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment with any decks you would like to see in the future. And if you haven't subscribed yet, but do enjoy this kind of Digimon content, I mean, it doesn't hurt to subscribe, so you might as well. And I hope you did enjoy this webcam video, which is a little bit different than usual. But this is one of the most popular ways to play Digimon at this moment. So I thought it would be pretty cool to give it a try. And I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!